Okay, last question. Try to do it under 2 minutes, then Kangara. I think Kangara was it was the issue of time again. There will be, and I think members, I did ruled that on the issue of OB and the entire sequence, we are going to be provided. It's okay, we'll extract it from the record. They're going to provide the entire record from OB, from the sequence. It will form part of our findings and observation in our report writings. So go on, please. We must be finishing this in 10 minutes.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair and Honorable members. The questions from Honorable Kero. Why are we still having abductions? So when I was here before this committee, when I was being vetted, I was very, very clear in my mind that I will operate within the frameworks of the law. And let me also state this. I feel a lot of pain for losing that young man. I feel the pain the parents of that man feels, because I'm also a parent. And for that reason, we want those investigations done quickly, and those who have committed the offense to have their time as directed by the laws of this land. On abductions, every case reported to us, to the National Police Service, on missing persons, we investigate them with the same seal. The DCI, as we speak now, he has a team specifically set aside to deal with all the cases of missing cases reported to the National Police Service throughout the Republic of Kenya for whatever reason, including self-abductions. They are all investigated with the same seal. So what I'm trying to say to this honorable committee, honorable chair, the National Police Service will never, at any given time, allow for those abductions, and every case of reported missing person must be investigated to its logical conclusion. However long it takes, we must investigate to its logical conclusion. That is what I would like to report to this committee and the promise to the people of Kenya. There was this question on why was this particular murder committed. And number two, who is it that was going to benefit on the same? Or simply, what was the motive? This subject matter is currently being investigated by Apple so that they can tell us why was this murder committed, or what was the motive of doing this. All of us here, the people of Kenya, including these committee members, we are looking forward to getting those answers, and I am sure at the end of the day they are going to come out very, very, very clear.
I asked about visiting the family to commiserate with them.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair and honorable members, that is something that we had already planned to do this afternoon. And if we could have been through this, I had my team. We have already, sent our message of condolences to the family. And I have said, all of us here, we are parents, and we feel the pains. We feel that pain that the parent is feeling. And for that reason, we'll also be together with them and condole with the family, because we are part of this society, and we feel the loss. So, thank you very much here. That is what we would like to submit.
Thank you very much, Chairman. IG, I believe you are before this committee because we oversight you. We give you resources, both to look after the police and also to make Kenya a safe place. And in this particular case, the issue of Albert Ojwang is a person who died when he was the guest of the state, which should never have happened. And what we must discourage all of those who are under you is this thing of blue code of silence. When a crime is committed, it is a crime. We cannot look the other way. Imagine Albert could have been my son or your son, or any of you uniformed officers' sons, and we would have felt the same pain, or even more. So I have just about 3 questions. The first one is, what was the instruction to the arresting officers who were sent to Homa Bay? And was there a warrant of arrest? The second question is the idea of Mr. Talam accepting over the phone for a suspect to be incarcerated in his cells. Is it normal? Or it should be in a way that he vigorously interrogates that particular suspect is both physically and mentally stable to allow him in his cells. My third question is, after the autopsy, we now know that this young man met his death through head injury, neck pressure, strangulation, multiple superficial injuries. This committee gives money to DCI for homicide investigation so that those who are culpable are brought before the court of law. And if you tell us we have given it to IPOA, are you not telling us that we should actually give that money to IPOA, not yourselves? My final question is on this issue of Central Police. Central Police is at the heart of the city of Nairobi, with a population going to 5-6 million. And it is the most important station in Kenya. Why do we have a chief inspector who runs the Central Police? Yet all other officers in Nairobi, you'll find the IG, the DIG, all the senior officers are in Nairobi. For him to be able to not take instruction from any other person, it means the the OCS in Nairobi must be senior enough to even reject orders that come from in any direction which he or she believes that it is unlawful or he's not comfortable. So are you thinking about that central police in terms of command and control? Thank you, Chairman.
Respond to those ones. Angara, I think I did make a ruling on the issue of the missing gaps or the gray area on the OB and the sequence.
About OB asked 4 questions.
What about
and none of them was answered. They should have the questions.
Which ones?
Sorry?
Which ones?
I asked even when Kevin was released from prison, the Moinde person. You cannot get that kind of an answer. Huh? Right? Yes, I talked about the OB.
But I don't know. I think I said on the issue of the sequence, they will provide what they have. On what is missing, it's
Kenyans are watching, Chair. They should just be able to answer these questions. Yes.
Let me put
just
this
a straightforward.
This is a straightforward question, Honorable Chair. Like I said, we'll be able to share with the committee all the documentations relating to the complaint filed by the DIG KPS, the OB entry relating to the arrest of Muinde and the release of Muinde, that's escaping, the OB entry relating to the arrest of the late Albert Ojwang, all the way from Homa Bay, and the entry here, and all the other relevant documentations we are going to avail.
To the last questions?
While there, while on the question of what were the instructions given to the officers who proceeded to Homa Bay, the TOR was very clear that the complaint has been filed by a complainant, and their mandate is to investigate the complaint and take appropriate action. Those are basically the instructions given to the officers. As to whether there was a warrant of arrest, the typology of the offense that we are dealing with does not fall under that category, Honorable Chair. It is a cognizable offense. Cognizable offenses are offenses where a police officer can arrest a person without a warrant, and the police are also empowered to investigate. So it was a cognizable offense. As regards the homicide, yes, we have a very, very vibrant, robust, and efficient Directorate of Homicide within the National Police Service. And the public can attest to it for the cases that they investigated. They were able to investigate those cases very, very professionally and apprehended the killers. They were involved in the investigation of the late Honorable Were's matter and several other high-profile cases. Not that, Honorable Chair, we don't have the capacity. We have the capacity. We have the willpower. We are willing to investigate, even if directed today. But somehow, when it comes to deaths of prisoners in police custody, and in order to avoid conflict of interest, the ODPP has had, in its own wisdom, directed that this particular case relating to Albert Ojwang be investigated by the Independent Police Oversight Authority. And Honorable Chair, I've also cited the ruling, High Court ruling recently, stating very clearly that all cases involving complaints against police officers, even the Internal Affairs Unit, cannot investigate. And these were issues we have been discussing very, very seriously. That particular ruling, how does it place even the DCI and even the functions of the National Police Service? An order barring us from investigating complaints against police. If a police officer today commits an act of forgery? Does it mean the DCI cannot investigate that case? So these are small issues I'm sure we'll be able to surmount. But like I said, we have the capacity and the capability to investigate this particular case with a lot of efficiency. But due to the reasons cited on board chair, we will rather allow the IPOA to continue with that investigation. But we shall support them where they feel that they want any support from the Homicide Department or the DCI. We are ready and willing to support them anytime. Thank you.
Now that brings me to the very first question about the role and of the internal affair units, and I've seen them in. Maybe they can just add a voice. Have you done anything so far to this end in regards to what is under investigation?
Thank you, Honorable Chair, honorable members. Just like the DCI has said, we wish to comply with first the High Court ruling and the directive by the DPP to have IPOA investigate this matter. However, on the evolution of the unit can come in and investigate. The findings and recommendations are usually forwarded to the Office of the Inspector General, and the recommendations may touch on the crime committed or the misconduct of the police officer. And
give us on the mandate. We're asking, in this particular case, have you played any role to this end?
So far, not yet. Chair.
So you have delegated all roles to IPOA?
Chair.
Okay.
Chair.
Can IPOA secure scene of crime if the police officer are not involved? Who is securing the scene of crime? That cell where there was blood, who is securing it? IPOA doesn't have a cell. They are outsiders to the police station. Who is securing the scene?
Point of order, Chair. We have to, members, to close this. We have IPOA coming in, and we have to write a report. So members, kindly, I think we have gathered enough, at least to guide us. So just finish.
Chair. Chair.
Members, please.
Chair, it was not a question, Chair. It's just a very interesting
Commandant.
situation, Chair. What you've asked about the Internal Affairs Unit and now the court order, does that mean now the Internal Affairs Unit should be disbanded because they can't do anything?
Please, members, your last response and remarks, so that I guide on what we are going to do.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair, honorable members. As the DCI has said, we have got the willpower, the capacity, and what it takes to investigate all criminal cases. However, on this one, there is that direction because highly suspected that police might have committed that offense. Then the IPOA to investigate.
Were the suspects and the victims?
Yes. Then on the Central Police Station issue, why is it that Central Police Station is, in terms of command and control, is the Chief Inspector? Now, Honorable Chair, in all our stations, if you look at the command and control hierarchy, police stations are managed by chief inspectors. But on top of them, we have got the supervisors who are the sub-county police commanders, the OCPD. And in the case of Central Police Station, the OCPD and the OCS, that is the station and the divisional commander's office, they are housed in the same unit. Then on top of that, we have the county commander, county police commander within a county. However, in Nairobi, we do have a regional commander taking care of the entire Nairobi because of its peculiarities. But all of them are within hard reach. So meaning, the OCS must do what belongs to the OCS because it is in black and white and it is well guided. If he has any problem, he will consult his superior, who is in this case the divisional commander. and so forth and so forth. If there are major issues, the regional police commander is also there to be consulted. And if the regional police commander has issues, he can now consult the entire hierarchy. So that is how it is, and the OCS has actually been doing his work as required. Yes.
Wind up.
Wind up, Honorable Chair. The question raised as to the processing of the scene, the power regulations allow the officer commanding police station to secure the scene before they come and take over. As regards the instructions, I want to make this very clear, Honorable Chair, that the officer commanding police station, the central police station, was not giving any instructions from any quarters. He was only notified as a matter of procedure, but not given any instructions to accept a prisoner. Thank you.
Thank you so much, IG and DCI. Members, we...
Chair, when do they intend to arrest the other people who were mentioned with Albert?
So we have to bring this to a close, and so that we have IPOA come in. So I want to guide us as follows. And one, you provide all the documents that you've been making reference to, or of course reading, to include, and not limited to the digital OB, the report from Bagathi Hospital. Yeah. And you're whispering. So I've said the OB digital, the one actually we have been making a lot of reference to, the Bagathi Hospital report, the doctor's report regarding the death of the late the Albert, and in the issue, of course, also the report. There is the one you had already provided earlier. I'm giving blow by blow on the sequence of events until the victim was brought to the cells. We need to provide that, and of course, in case of any further information that we may require from you, you should be ready to provide as soon as possible. And I think that is what we can also go and you had promised Kenyans and promised us that you're going to cooperate with the IPOA. And IG, I should make this one very clear. I mean, I think Kenyans have spoken. Our constitution is very clear. And even the president, on several occasions, including even yesterday, made it very clear that the issue of extrajudicial killing is not anything that we are going to condone in any way. And this should be very clear and loud. And under our watch, we are not going to allow it to happen. And you took an oath. It is this committee that did interview. And we are so categorical and very specific on this issue. We have the law, a supreme law of the land. And it's very clear on the procedures of any suspect on how they should be handled. And we are a country that is governed by laws. So we are going to release you. Our team is going to conduct you in case of any clarification that we need. So thank you so much. Maybe you can say a word and we allow you to leave. But hand over the reports, all the files. Yes.
Thank you very much, Chair, Honorable Chair, and honorable members. Let me take this opportunity to, first of all, congratulate the committee for actually assembling so that we can be able to tell the Kenyans about this issue. Number two, as I've said there before, I'm looking forward to the conclusion of this matter by getting those who did commit the heinous act of murder against one Albert Ojwang. And number three, we are ready to provide all the necessary documents to enable this committee also compile your reports. With those few remarks, I say thank you, Honorable Chair.
Thank you so much. You are free to leave. And Sergeant, you prepare the report to come in.
Well, good afternoon. It's a busy Thursday across the country with several major developments taking